Hare Krishna. So, we welcome you all to this reading session on Krishna book, chapter number 26, 27, and 28. So, today is the part 1. These chapters are very small, so we'll be reading them together. And we'll be covering them in 2 days, so today and tomorrow. So, let's begin our discussion with this wonderful prayer from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrit. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, 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 He. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, 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 He. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Rakshama. Krishna, 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 Pahi Mam. Ram Raghav, Ram Raghav, Ram Raghav, Rakshama. Krishna Keshav, Krishna Keshav, Krishna Keshav Pahi Mam. So the pranam mantra of Srila Prabhupada. Namah Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So just to give a small background, we have seen that after Lord Krishna had delivered the Brahmanas, or I would rather say, after he met all the Brahmanas who were conducting sacrificial performances, he saw that another sacrifice was being organized by Nanda Maharaj and all the cowherd men in Vrindavan, and he inquired that what's the purpose, and finally he convinced Nanda Maharaj that please do this yagya for do this sacrifice for the pleasure of Govardhan and worship Govardhan, right? So this agitated Indra, who was very furious to know that the Vrindavan Vasis had stopped the yagya. And Lord Krishna, he expanded himself in the form of another form of Govardhan, and he ate all the wonderful delicacies and foodstuffs that Vasis had prepared. And then, in order to protect the Vrindavan Vasis, he picked up the Govardhan hill and used it as an umbrella to protect all of them. So these are the dense, deadly clouds called the Samvartak, which were trying to inundate or flood Vrindavan completely and kill all the Vrindavan Vasis. Right. So today we will be studying chapter number 26 and 27 partially. So let's begin from chapter 26, which is entitled Wonderful Krishna. Without understanding the intricacies of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and without knowing his uncommon spiritual opulences, the innocent cowherd boys and men of Vrindavan began to discuss the wonderful activities of Krishna, which surpass the activities of all men. One of them said, so the cowherd men and the people of Vrindavan are now discussing amongst themselves that what exactly has happened. This is so uncommon pastimes of Lord Shri Krishna. One of them said, my dear friends, considering his wonderful activities, how is it possible that an uncommon boy would come and live with us in Vrindavan? It is really not possible. Just imagine, he is now only 7 years old. How is it possible for him to lift Govardhan hill in one hand and hold it up just like the king of elephant holds a lotus flower? To lift a lotus flower is the most significant thing for an elephant. And similarly, Krishna lifted Govardhan hill without exertion. When he was simply a small baby and could not even see properly, he killed a great demon, Putana. While sucking her breast, he also sucked out her life air. Krishna killed the Putana demon exactly as eternal time kills a living creature in due course. When he was only 3 months old, he was sleeping underneath a hand driven cart. Being hungry for his mother's breast, he began to cry and throw his legs upwards. And from the kicking of his small feet, the cart immediately broke apart and fell to pieces. So now they are reminiscing or they're remembering what all has happened in due course of time. So first of all, they are remembering that they are wondering that how this little boy is able to lift Govardhan, and then they are wondering, given he was so just a small toddler, not even able to see properly, he killed Putana. Then he um, killed actually Shaktasur, which had come in the form of a hand-driven cart, right? So, and from the kicking of his small feet, the cart immediately broke and fell to pieces. When he was only 1 year old, he was carried away by the Trinavrat demon, disguised as a whirlwind, and although he was taken very high in the sky, he simply hung on the neck of the demon and forced him to fall from the sky and immediately die. Once his mother, being disturbed by his stealing butter, tied him to a wooden mortar, and the child pulled it towards a pair of trees known as Jamal Arjuna and caused them to fall. Once, when he was engaged in tending the calves in the forest with his elder brother Balaram, a demon Bakasur appeared, and Krishna at once bifurcated the demon's beak. When the demon known as Vatsasur entered amongst the calves tended by Krishna with a desire to kill him, he immediately detected the demon and killed him and threw him into a tree. So we have probably not come across this pastime till now, but shortly we'll be reading it too. So they are remembering different pastimes of Lord Shri Krishna. So they just remembered what the Damodar Leela, which is this month, auspicious month of Kartik, and then if you see over here, they still won't be able to understand that Krishna had taken the form of the cows and the boys, because that nobody knows. He immediately, when Krishna, along with his brother Balaram, entered the Talvan forest, the demon known as Dhenukasur, in the shape of an ass, attacked them and was immediately killed by Balaram, who caught his hind legs and threw him into a palm tree. Although the Dhenukasur demon was assisted by his cohorts, also in the shape of asses, all were killed, and the Talvan forest was then open for the use of the animals and inhabitants of Vrindavan. When Pralambasur entered amongst Krishna's cowherd boyfriends, Krishna caused him to be killed by Balaram. Thereafter, Krishna saved his friends and cows from a severe forest fire, and he chastised the Kaliya serpent in the lake of the Yamuna river and forced him to leave the vicinity of the Yamuna. He thereby made the water of the Yamuna poisonless. So, we are just in one sense reminding ourselves about different pastimes of the Lord, and the Vrindavan Vasis are feeling, when they think about the pastimes of the Lord, they feel such joy and pleasure. And we often see that whenever Mother Yashoda, she is churning butter, or all the gopis, they just keep reciting and singing the glories and pastimes of Krishna. Another one of the friends of Nanda Maharaj said, "My dear Nanda, we do not know why we are so attracted by your son Krishna. We want to forget him, but this is impossible. Why are we so naturally affectionate towards him? Just imagine how wonderful it is. On one hand, he is only a boy of 7 years, and on the other hand, there is a huge hill like Govardhan Hill, and he lifted it so easily. O Nanda Maharaj, we are now in great doubt. Your son Krishna must be one of the demigods." So, this thing has already been thought over by the cowherd boys, right? And now it is even the cowherd men are also wondering that uh, Krishna must be one of the demigods. There, otherwise, it is not possible. Because till now they used to hear from the boys, "Oh, Krishna did this, Krishna did that," but this time it was in front of their eyes. Krishna. So one incident already has happened that Krishna protected all of them from the forest fire. But now they, after Govardhan Hill pastime, everybody is astonished. So he's not at all an ordinary boy. Maybe he is the supreme personality of Godhead. So now they are doubtful and they are asking Nanda Maharaj. On hearing the praises of the cowherd men in Vrindavan, King Nanda said, "My dear friends, in reply to you, I can simply present the statement of Gargamuni so that your doubts may be cleared." So Nand Maharaj, he's simply saying that I do not know, but whatever Gargamuni came and told him at the time of the name giving ceremony, he can uh, re- tell the same fact what was told to him. So, when he came to perform the name giving ceremony, he said that this boy descends in different periods of time in different colors, and this time he has appeared in Vrindavan in a blackish color known as Krishna. So, Krishna is also another name for black. Previously, he had a white color, then a red color, and then a yellow color. He also said that this boy was once the son of Vasudev, and everyone who knows of his previous birth calls him Vasudev. So actually, he said that my son has many varieties of names according to his different qualities and activities. Gargacharya assured me that this boy would be all auspicious for my family and that he would be able to give transcendental blissful pleasure to all the cowherd men and cows in Vrindavan. Even though we would be put into various kinds of difficulties, by the grace of this boy, we would be very easily freed from them. So Ran Maharaj is basically reciting whatever he had learned from Garg Muni. He also said that formerly this boy saved the world from an unregulated condition and he saved all honest men from the hands of dishonest thieves. He also said that any fortunate man who becomes attached to this boy, Krishna, is never vanquished or defeated by his enemy. On the whole, he is exactly like Lord Vishnu, who always takes the side of the demigods who are consequently never defeated by the demons. So they are not ready to accept that this boy can be Lord Supreme Personality of Godhead or Lord Vishnu. But yes, they feel that yes, he is exactly like Lord Vishnu. He has the qualities of Lord Vishnu, but he is our child. Gargacharya thus concluded that my child would grow to be exactly like Vishnu in transcendental beauty, qualification, activities, influence, and opulence, and we should not be very astonished by his wonderful activities. So nothing big. This boy is not Vishnu, but he is exactly like Lord Vishnu in all the qualities. Yeah. After telling me this, Gargacharya returned home, and since then we have been continually seeing the wonderful activities of this child. According to the version of Gargacharya, I consider that he must be Narayan himself, or maybe a plenary portion of Narayan. So now he feels that it might be possible that Lord Narayan himself has come, or his some expansion or plenary portion has come. When all the cowherd men had very attentively heard the statements of Gargacharya through Nanda Maharaj, they better appreciated the wonderful activities of Krishna and became very jubilant and satisfied. They began to praise Nanda Maharaj because by consulting him, their doubts about Krishna were cleared. They said, "Let Krishna, who is so kind, beautiful, and merciful, protect us." When angry Indra sent torrents of rain, accompanied by showers of ice blocks and high wind, he immediately took compassion upon us and saved us and our families, cows, and valuable possessions by picking up the Govardhan hill just like a child picks up a mushroom. He saved us so wonderfully. May He continue to glance mercifully over us and our cows. May we live peacefully under the protection of wonderful Krishna. So the cowherd men, they are so jubilant, so happy that they are under the shelter of Krishna, and they are praying that this wonderful child who has protected us from this big calamity of Indra getting angry and uh, trying his level best to kill all of them has protected us. We always remain under the shelter of this wonderful boy Krishna. So thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 26th chapter of Krishna, Wonderful Krishna. So this is chapter number 26 completes over here. We move on to chapter number 27, that is prayers by Indra, the king of heaven. So now King Indra has realized his mistake. We had read in chapter number 25 that he understood that he had committed a big mistake. So now let's study that how did he repent. When Krishna saved the inhabitants of Vrindavan from the wrath of Indra, wrath means basically anger, wrath of Indra, by lifting Govardhan hill, a Surabhi cow from Golok Vrindavan, as well as King Indra from the heavenly planets, appeared before him. King Indra, the king of heaven, was conscious of his offense before Krishna. Therefore, he stealthily appeared before him in a secluded place. So, after this incident happened, when Indra realized his mistake, he actually approached Lord Brahma and he had asked him that what exactly has happened, and this is a big offense I have committed at the lotus feet of the Lord. So how should I rectify it? How should I correct it? So he was very hesitant to go before the Lord. So then Lord Brahma suggested to him that you have committed a very grave offense because I had just stolen the boys and the calves, but you tried to kill them. So now what you do, Lord Krishna loves cows very much, right? So you take with you a cow, a Surabhi cow, because Lord Krishna, when he will see a cow, he will feel very pacified, very happy, and he will forgive you. So therefore, he arranged Surabhi cow from Golok Vrindavan. He accompanied her, and then they came before the Lord. And he went to a secluded place, not before everybody, but a secluded place, and he immediately fell down at the lotus feet of Krishna, although his own crown was dazzling like sunshine. So we see over here, sorry, that Indra, he came with a Surabhi cow. This is his elephant, which is named Airavat, and he bowed down to the Lord. He asked forgiveness from Lord Krishna that I have committed such a big offense. And Lord Krishna knew that finally he is a devotee. He is puffed up due to his false prestige, and Lord wanted to correct him. So that was the corrective action was successful. Indra knew about the exalted position of Krishna because Krishna is the master of Indra, but he could not believe that Krishna could come down and live in Vrindavan among the cowherd men. When Krishna defied the authority of Indra, Indra became angry because he thought that he was all in all within this universe and no one was as powerful as he. So we already read that Indra was quite puffed up and he used to feel that there is nobody more powerful than him within this universe. But after this incident, his false puffed up prestige was destroyed. Being conscious of his subordinate position, he appeared before Krishna with folded hands and began to offer the following prayers. My dear Lord, Indra said, being puffed up by my false prestige, I thought that you had offended me by not allowing the cowherd men to perform the Indra Yajna, and I thought that you wanted to enjoy the offerings that were arranged for the sacrifice. I thought that in the name of a Govardhan sacrifice, you were taking my share of profit, and therefore I mistook your position. Now, by your grace, I can understand that you are the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, and that you are transcendental to all material qualities. Your transcendental position is Vishuddha Sattva, which is above the platform of material mode of goodness. Your transcendental abode is beyond the disturbance of the material qualities. Your name, fame, form, qualities, paraphernalia, and pastimes are all beyond this material nature, and they are never disturbed by the three material modes. Your abode is accessible only for one who undergoes severe austerities and penances and becomes completely freed from the onslaught of material qualities like passion and ignorance. So here, Indra is praying that the position of the Lord is Vishuddha Sattva. So we often know that there are three modes of material nature: Sattva Gun, Rajogun, and Tamogun. But often these are basically the three material modes, and the sattva gun or the mode of goodness is often accompanied or mixed with tamogun and rajogun, right? The mode of passion and ignorance. But Lord Krishna is in Vishuddha Sattva, means complete, pure, transcendental goodness, pure goodness. So there is no tinge of Rajogun and Tamogun, right? And what is he saying? That your not only you, but your transcendental abode, that is Golok Vrindavan or the Vaikuntha Loka, is beyond disturbance of material qualities. Your name, fame, form, and qualities and paraphernalia are all beyond this material nature, and they are not affected by the three material modes, right? They are not affected by the three material qualities. So, and who can go back to your abode? Your abode is accessible for only those who undergo severe austerities and penances and becomes completely freed from the onslaught of qualities like passion and ignorance. So, once a person gets freed, he comes to the level of pure goodness, then the abode of Lord, like Vaikuntha or Golok Vrindavan, becomes accessible for him. If someone thinks that you enter within this material world, you accept the mode of material nature, he is mistaken. The waves of the material qualities are never able to touch you, and you certainly do not accept them when you are present within this world. Your lordship is never conditioned by the laws of material nature. My dear Lord, you are the original father of this cosmic manifestation. You are the supreme spiritual master of this cosmic world, and you are the original proprietor of everything. As eternal time, you are competent to chastise offenders. Within this material world, there are many fools like me who consider themselves to be the Supreme Lord or the all in all within the universe. You are so merciful that without accepting their offenses, you devise means to so that their false prestige is subdued and they can know that you and no one else are the supreme personality of Godhead. So he is realizing that whatever episode has happened, it is just because Lord Krishna is so merciful that without accepting their offense, not considering their offense, you devise a plan to correct those who become puffed up or with their false prestige. My dear Lord, you are the Supreme Father, the Supreme Spiritual Master, and the Supreme King. Therefore, you have the right to chastise all living entities whenever there is any discrepancy in their behavior. The Father, the Spiritual Master, and the Supreme Executive Officer of the state are always well wishers of their sons, their students, and their citizens, respectively. As such, the well wishers have the right to chastise their dependents. So, a wonderful thing is being told that who can do correction? One who is a genuine well wisher. So, the father, the spiritual master, the guru, the supreme executive officer of the state are always well wishers of their sons, students, and citizens, respectively, and they have the right to chastise the dependents, right? By your own desire, you appear auspiciously on the earth in your eternal varieties of forms. You come to glorify the earthly planet and specifically to chastise persons who are falsely claiming to be God. In the material world, there is a regular competition between different types of living entities to become supreme positions of leadership. Foolish persons, sorry, in the material world, there is a regular competition between different types of living entities to become supreme leaders of society. And after being frustrated in achieving the supreme positions of leadership, foolish persons claim to be God, the supreme personality. There are many such foolish personalities in this world like me, but in due course of time, when they come to their senses, they surrender unto you and again engage themselves properly by rendering service unto you. So he is justifying his opposition that, oh Lord, there are many foolish people in this world who, out of their there is a regular competition that people want to become leaders of society, right? And once they become so, after a particular point, many of them even claim to become God, right? But in due course of time, their false prestige and they come to their senses and they again engage back in your service. And that is the purpose of your chastising persons envious of you. My dear Lord, I committed a great offense unto your lotus feet, being falsely proud of my material opulences, not knowing your unlimited power. Therefore, my Lord, kindly excuse me because I am fool number one. Kindly give me your blessings so that I may not act so foolishly again. If you think, my lord, that the offense is very great and cannot be excused, then I appeal to you that I am your eternal servant. You appear in this world to give protection to your eternal servants and to destroy the demons who maintain great military strength just to burden the very existence of this earth. As I am your eternal servant, kindly excuse me. So he's asking that, my lord, I beg your forgiveness, right? But because why? Because I am fool number one. He's accepting. This is humility, that I am foolish and you please forgive me. I have committed an offense at your lotus feet. And this same Indra, when we will read ahead in some more chapters, approximately the whole episode when Lord Krishna went to heaven for getting the Parijat flower for Satyabhama, with Satyabhama. So again, he will forget his position. So Lord Krishna has to constantly remind him that what is his position. So we will see there also that he will be again taken to task and his false prestige will again be subdued. So he's asking that if you feel that my offense is so great, actually he did a very big offense, that he tried to kill the devotees of the Lord. Other demons, none of them tried to kill devotees, they just tried to kill Krishna, because they were just sent by Kamsa. They wanted that the prophecy that the eighth child of Devki will kill Kansa. So they just wanted to kill Krishna. But he was a fellow who even tried to kill the devotees, right? So that was a very grave offense. And he is justifying his position, that I am your eternal servant and you appear here to give protection to your devotees. So please forgive me. My dear Lord, you are the supreme personality of Godhead. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you because you are the supreme person and the supreme soul. You are the son of Vasudev and you are the supreme Lord. And you are the son of Vasudev and you are the supreme Lord, Krishna, the master of all pure devotees. Please accept my prostrated obeisances. You are the personification of supreme knowledge. You can appear anywhere according to your desire in any of your eternal forms. You are the root of all creation and the supreme soul of all living entities. Due to my gross ignorance, I created a great disturbance in Vrindavan by sending torrents of rain and a heavy hailstorm. I acted out of severe anger caused by your stopping the sacrifice which was to be held to satisfy me. But my dear Lord, you are so kind to me that you have bestowed your mercy upon me by destroying all my false pride. So he's understanding that whatever has happened, it's all mercy of Krishna. And that this understanding also comes by mercy of Krishna. We can understand the mercy of Krishna by the mercy of Krishna. Otherwise, many people are not able to understand that this is actually mercy. So I therefore take shelter of your lotus feet, my dear Lord. You are not only the supreme controller, but also but also the spiritual master of all living entities. So he's again and again praying to the Lord that please forgive me and please give me shelter at your lotus feet. So Indra, thus he was repentant, and Lord Krishna, then he forgave him. So we'll stop our discussion on this chapter today, and we'll be the second part of this three chapter test will be studied tomorrow. So we thank all of you for participating in today's discussion. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.